Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Southern Colorado, and today I have a SX 2022 Kia Sorento in wolf gray with black interior. Hopefully this is the last video I do on a 2022 Sorento because the 2023s are coming out soon, and I kind of want to do those videos instead of these 2022s, but with limited inventory and kind of lack of trim levels available, I have not gotten just a plain simple SX and Wolf Gray video yet. So I'm going to show you guys the everyday features, and we will take a look at why this color is so popular. If you have not liked and subscribed, please do so. It does mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It may not mean that much to you, but it will mean a lot to me trying to get to 1,000, and I am almost there. At recording, I am at 799 subscribers. So I need, what, 201 more to go, and definitely appreciate it. If you like what you see, see it whenever I upload. So that's the like and subscribe button right there. All right, so let's get into it. So everyday features. So right away, this vehicle has a 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine. You have your awesome daytime running lights right there, which I am an insane fan of. I love what Kia does with their daytime running lights. And then they have their Tiger Eye lights, which are the three lights kind of at a nice little angle. And then you have your Tiger Nose grille right there with Kia script signature badging rounding out the front. I do personally like the piano black that is on these vehicles. I know a lot of people don't, but as you can see down here towards the bottom, you do have some nice piano black that comes kind of around the sides and then up the back of the car at the bottom. You do have your LX Sport wheels here, which I personally do like the design of. I can't believe I'm saying this because I never used to be, but I'm a wheel guy now. I never used to really care about the wheels, but over the years working in the car industry, I've come to appreciate the wheels. I do like the front sensor plate right here, which is kind of cool, right underneath your front license plate. Here in Colorado, we are stuck with front license plates. Personally, I don't have it on my vehicle, but it is by law required to have a front license plate. Coming along the side, so there's a lot of different trim levels with Sorento. This is a standard SX. You do have SX Prestige, you do have X Line, you have X Line Prestige. In an X Line Prestige or X Line, you would have a little X right there, but this is just the standard glossy black with your glossy black caps for your mirrors. Wolf gray, like I was saying, is the most popular color these days. It seems like everybody wants wolf gray, and driving down the highway, that's all I see. You see wolf gray Tellurides, wolf gray K5s, wolf gray Sorentos. I like in 2023 that Kia's coming out with more colors. Like you have your greens, you have more blues. There's going to be more reds. It's just everything's been so drab lately with all these grays and blacks and whites. Not really a huge fan of that. 311 pounds of torque. Again, the 2.5 liter turbo engine, and this guy is all-wheel drive. What I do like about Kias is the fact that if the car is unlocked, your gas cap will just open when you press it. Get my big head out of the shadow there. So as long as your car is unlocked, this gas cap does unlock. And if the car is locked, then that gas cap does not open. Big fan of that. I also like that the gas cap is on the right. Big fan of that. I'm sorry, on the left, the driver's side. Big fan of that as well. On the back, you have your signature Kia badging again right there on the center. You have Sorento nice and center along the back, which is another thing I like lately about Kia. What they've been doing is putting the big badging on the back so that way you can see what it is. Sorento, Telluride, that kind of thing. All-wheel drive placement badging is on the left. And then again, you are rounded out with the piano black all through the back again, with the little back diffuser there. So this vehicle here does have remote. I'm sorry, well, I guess you can call it remote, but you do have automatic unlock there. So just press underneath the E and the door does open. You can also do it from the key fob and from the button inside. Coming up from the top, you do have, like I said, your locking button there and your close button to do it automatically. And with the redesign of Sorento in 2021, then you have these awesome third row seats that an adult can fit in. Like I'm a full size adult and I can fit perfectly back here. You have your USB ports right there on the side, right there. You have cup holders. You have the little buttons right here that'll drop the second row. So if I press one of these buttons, those second row seats there, which are captain seats, will drop. As you can tell, you do have anchor locks in the backs of these seats. So you have one there in your second row, you have one there in your other second row seat for car seats and that kind of thing. And then you also have them back here in the back of your third row seats as well. Now, not a lot of space behind the third row. It's just really not built for that. If you want something bigger, you'd have to go with like Tahoe or you can say Telluride, but Telluride's not that much bigger. Even though Telluride does have the most third row room in its class, you're not exactly going to fit a cooler back here or a lot of camping equipment. But once you put down the third row seats, which you can do simply by pulling this drawstring right here, then a little bit that and a little bit of force, it goes right down. So then you actually do have a lot of room, which I'm a big fan of, and I could actually do this pretty much one-handedly. So that's kind of cool. So this vehicle does come with carpeted floor mats. That is an option with Kia. Not all new cars come with floor mats. It has to be built that way. And then this guy from the manufacturer had this nice little rubber mat that, as you can see as I unfold it, does go all the way back across the third row. Kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and close her up with a little press of a button, and it does go down. I do love that. Sorentos are, I like them better than Tellurides. I really do. I personally, I can sell them better than Tellurides also. They're just the miniature version at a lesser price with basically all the same features. You can get a high-end Sorento for basically the same price as a mid-level Telluride and have more features that fits better in a garage. You got the 2.5 turbo. I'm a fan. I dig them. I really do. Now, one thing that's going to be different between an X Pro model and then a regular all SX like this guy here is going to be the roof rack rails. As you can see, these rails are kind of flat. They do not have that rugged design that you see in an X Pro. That's why it's called X. It's because it does have that more rugged design. Coming down here to the second row, kind of where most people want this car, they kind of really focus on the second row because they have kids or they travel a lot. They need this second row. So coming in right away, you can see the armrest there on that one, but I'm going to put the armrest down there. Go ahead and hop in too. Oh, sorry about the shakiness. Plenty of room down here. I have plenty of leg room. Nothing too cramped at all about this car. You have back air here for your back passengers. You have a USB port. You have a what do they call that? 12-volt port. You have your USB ports there in the seats as well. And if you're little, you can kind of squeeze down this little aisle and get into the third row. But trust me, I'm not going to do that. Pretty good. I really can't complain. I'm going to give just a little cabin shot there while I talk a bit. I really do like this car. It's something that I would choose for myself, and I actually have taken one home, put it in the garage, compared it to my car in the other garage to see how it would fit. And that's kind of why I say these are a little bit better than Telluride in some situations because um, I like it. It fit in the garage pretty well. Where Telluride was definitely a tight squeeze if you have a two-car garage and you actually use it for cars. But no, Sorentos are pretty cool. They come in a hybrid version, a plug-in hybrid version. This is just the gas SX, but definitely something for everybody if you're looking for I'll call it a compact three-row, six-seater vehicle because it's very roomy. So if you're taking kids to practice, taking them to school, if you're moving people around, this guy's not a bad choice at all. Cup holders, I like the little square cup holders Kia has been doing lately. Kind of a fan of that. And then you have that again on both sides. I don't know why I would say it like that because obviously you're going to have the same features on both sides. All right. Let's go to my favorite part. My favorite part is the front cabin. Um, well, that's because that's where I spend majority of my time. So I'm going to hop out of the second row here. Actually, before we do that, let's show how do you get in the third row. So how do you guys get in the third row? Well, again, you can go down the middle if you were a little kid, but you also have these buttons down here on the side. You also have a button up top if they forget about you in the third row. If you press it, you'll see it slide forward. Not too shabby. So when it slides forward, you have your little seatbelt hooks right here. Kind of cool, get the seatbelt out of the way. But there's also a hand grip right here. So you get your hand grip, you kind of go one leg in, and then you're in. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. It's not as cramped as you would expect. And again, I could definitely hop back there. Check out some of my other videos because I do actually hop back there and some of the other ones. Not going to do that today. Quite frankly, not really in the mood to do that. So then I go and put this guy back. You have a simple bar down there to move it forward and backward, pretty easy. And then you have your lever right there so you can recline as well. Child anchor locks, like I was saying, in the back of all the seats, but I don't know if you can see it down there, but you have a little silver locks, clamps down there, hooks, I guess you could say, the little anchors that the hooks will actually clip into. You have those guys in the seats as well. So perfect for car seats and for traveling for little ones. You have your seal plate there that says Sorento, which is pretty cool. All right, let's get into the cabin. So everyday features, like I said, that's what I like to show on these cars. I don't get too technical. That's because that beeping you hear is because I have the keys in my pocket and the car is running. So it will definitely beep at you, letting you know that the car is running and you have the keys with you. But I do like the little button here on the door. It's insanely useful. I'm in Colorado. It's either blazing hot like it is right now, or it's really cold. So I usually wear a lot of jackets, and my keys are in my jacket. So I just press that button once to unlock my door. You can press it again to lock it. I'm a big fan of that. You see that in pretty much every high-end car and that's out on the market, which is kind of cool. Big fan. If it's not a physical button, it's either like a little sensor pad that's right there, or you can just put your fingers sometimes just in the handle and it does it. But I really like the keyless entry. All right, so getting into the cabin, like I said, basically my favorite part of the car because that's where I spend a lot of my time. Coming from left to right, you have the window locks for the kid locks. You have your window controls. They're one touch, so you just pull it once and it goes down. Pull it again, it goes up. You have your lock and unlock, your mirror directionals, and then your mirror. If you want to do left, you want to do right. You do have the Sorento sill plate again right there. And then you have your power seats, which I'm a big fan of. So power seats for driver and power seats for passenger when you get into the SX model. Again, this is not an SX Prestige. This is just a SX, which is kind of weird saying that because a couple of years ago, SX meant top of the line, and now you have your kind of your Prestige packages and all kinds of different things. I'm going to adjust my seat a bit. So I do like this little vehicle will turn off in so many minutes, so I could tell this video is probably about 13 minutes long because I'm coming up to about 15 minutes there when it will turn off. Doing the math there, it's about a 30-minute cycle. You can change that as well, so it doesn't have to be that, but it does have that cool little, you can now this vehicle will now auto shut off. Kind of moving left to right, you have your illumination screen button right there. So that'll change the illumination here in your center console and in your infotainment system right over there. I like it nice and bright. You have your lane keep assist, your traction control. You can pop the hatch right there by pressing that, like I said. Come back up to your center cluster, you have your fuel gauge on the bottom right, your temperature control for your engine there on the bottom left, and then your miles per hour there. Your odometer and speedometer. Yeah, you can see the little lane keep assist icon right there. You have a forward lane keep assist button here on the right hand side of the steering wheel. So every time you get in the vehicle, you do have to turn that on if you want. You can just press that and that'll work that way. And then you have your miles till empty right there at the top. So this does have a full tank in it. So it's 423 miles till empty. You have your light stick there on the left. I love that this car has auto lights. Your lights turn on and off as the sun goes up and down. Huge fan of that. And then on your right, you have your windshield wipers there. Pretty standard. There's nothing special about that. Kind of works like any other car, so shouldn't have a problem operating the windshield wipers. Going from left to right on the actual steering wheel, you have your voice activated assistant right there. So if you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that's kind of nice to have. You can also press it and it'll activate the Kia Assistant, which is kind of cool as well. You can um, answer a call, decline a call right there. Answer a call, decline a call. Then you have your volume and your tuner control right there. On the right hand side, you have your two pages button, which does change that center console screen when you press it. So you can go left to right, go through your trip info, your compass, lane keep assist, and then you have your digital readout speedometer. Now, the little toggle switch underneath, whenever you get to a screen that you like, some of these screens you can go up and down in. So you can display tire pressure, you can do your wheel traction control screen. Honestly, in my car, I've been keeping it on this wheel traction control screen. Let me see if I can show you real quick. I'm going to throw it in drive, and then it will show you the power that your wheels are doing. Man, I'm not really doing much here in the parking lot, but I've been playing around with that, just like literally just leaving it. So that's kind of where I've been staying lately. I don't know why, just kind of in the mood. Um, Forward lane keep assist. So I kind of touched on that. What that does is you have sensors in this little box here behind the mirror, and it reads the lines in front of you. So if you're on a two-lane highway, multi-lane highway, doesn't matter, but it'll read what's in front of you, and then you are able to stay in those lines. So it also follows the car in front of you. That's why it's called lane follow assist. And then it will, like, let's say it's having trouble reading the lines. It uses a bunch of different information, the cars in front of you, the trajectory of that car, the movements of that car, to basically follow that car and keep you in the lines, if it's having trouble reading the lines, if that makes sense. It's kind of a hard topic to describe sometimes, just because a lot of people get it confused with its very, very, very close cousin, lane keep assist, which will read the lanes and then keep you in said lanes. So definitely a little bit different there. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we didn't talk about cruise control. You have adaptive cruise control here, so that'll keep you with car length. So you can set it to, 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths, and then if that car does 100, you will do 100. If they go down to 5 miles an hour, you will go down to 5 miles an hour. It is adaptive cruise control, so that's kind of cool. Um, I'm not really a cruise control fan. I like to drive my car, um, even on long trips. I just like to be in control. Um, but my wife loves cruise control, so I mean, it's something for everybody in these vehicles. Now, the infotainment screen. So you have this really nice piano black. It kind of blends in from your center cluster here, and then you kind of have this black shiny piano material, and then it comes into your digital cluster here. So I like that. I like how it's more organic in a way where it blends in. Um, and I like how it's just very singular. So it's not, it's one unit, and I'm a kind of a fan of that. Full touchscreen, so you could just swipe it left towards the driver, and you can see how you have your different options. If for any reason you do not like touchscreen, well, you do have your physical buttons here and here. They're tactile, so they're not like buttons, but you press map, it's going to take you into our maps. You can do route planning. You can search by pressing the little icon there. It'll take you here. You can do POIs, point of interest, or just flat out type in an address. You have your radio controls as well. And I like that it showed this little tri-screen here because it is a tri-screen. It's divided up into three squares. So what that means is you can see this little white triangle there. If you press that, it'll take you into the full screen. So if you ever see this here with the little triangle, you can press it and you can get that third screen. Now this third screen is manipulable, so you can go up and down, and when you link it to your phone, you can have your with your Kia Connect, you can have your calendar, you can have your weather. It's actually pretty cool. Um, and it is 9 a.m. and what is the temperature? 71. It feels like it's 90, but it's 71. Um, Kind of cool. A little arrow takes you back to your previous screen. Little house takes you home. And so I'm just click the little house and go back here. You have your physical, you have your touchscreen buttons for your maps, your navigation menu, so that'll take you into more like your POIs. You have your phone settings, Bluetooth, your phone projection settings, so that's Apple Android or Android Auto. You still need a cable for this. It does not have wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. You have your voice memos, your climate control, value mode, quiet mode. Quiet mode's kind of cool. I can't really demonstrate it, or else YouTube might block me. But when quiet mode is selected, all radio and media is played only in the front seats. Volume will be automatically lowered if the volume is set to higher levels. So if you're traveling, if you're traveling with kids, people are trying to sleep in the back, you can activate quiet mode, and it's pretty cool. Little arrow takes me back, so I am back to my menu options here. HD radio data. It's not high definition radio. HD is the name of the company, so that'll take you here, and you can have traffic, Doppler, fuel prices. It'll take you into more in-depth items for connected to your maps and such. Flat out your radio button, media, Kia Connect, which if you buy one of these cars, your salesperson should be going over Kia Connect with you. It is our app. It is insanely useful. I really like what they've done with Kia Connect. Truth be told, I was never really a big fan of Kia's app before. What would they call it? Kia Access or Uvo Link. But Kia Connect is really cool. You can remote start the car, remote climate. Um, if you have an EV, you can do remote charging, vehicle location, all kinds of stuff. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's actually worth it. I've actually had people whose car was stolen been able to find that car that was stolen with Kia Connect, which was kind of cool. I've also had where someone's spouse was cheating on them and they used Kia Connect to track the car. So if you are being a little nefarious, you may want to be aware of that. um, yeah, Kia Connect can do some things if you're not aware. If you're not aware of what it can do. So it's a little. I'm not condoning it, but it's quite the tale, quite a story on that one. Vehicle diagnostic, weather, calendar, roadside assistance. So it's all with built-in roadside assistance. The phone's not connected to the car, but you do have built-in roadside assistance, and it will call roadside for you. So you don't have to memorize roadside assistance number. One thing I really do like about is 911 Connect. 911 Connect, it will call 911 for you if the airbags are deployed and your phone is connected to the car. It's an insanely cool feature. There's all kinds of stories in the press about how 911 Connect has saved lives, and it's just something so simple that every car should really have that. It's really not that, hard of a technology. Um, that's pretty much it for there. If you ever want to set the time, you just press the time literally there, and you can set it right up there. So setting the time is not very hard at all. Let's scoot along here to climate control. Climate control, you have dual climate control in this little touch panel here. So I have it on low on both sides. I'm a fan of going to low for climate and then using the blower speeds to adjust temperature. That's just me. I've always been that way as a person. You can turn the climate control off. The climate off. You can turn AC off by pressing there. You have your circulated air and then sync. Sync is where your driver and passenger can be at different temperatures, and then you sync it, it'll sync it always to the driver. So pretty cool. Down here, kind of like one of my other favorite parts of the car is the center cluster. This is an SX, not an SX Prestige. So an SX only has heated seats. So heated seats for driver and passenger. You have your USB ports, your USB-C ports. Sorry, not USB-C. You have USB ports down there, a wireless phone charging pad down there. You have this cool little cover here that's, again, real shiny piano black. Probably see the reflection of the camera there. Give it a press and it pops right up. You have your cup holders, you have your camera, you have your forward parking sensors right there, downward hill assist, electronic parking brake, auto off, auto hold. Auto hold is quietly my favorite feature of any Kia these days. I go through a lot of drive-throughs. My kid has practice, and pick her up for that kind of thing. So if you let's throw myself into drive real quick, and then I'm rolling forward just a bit, rolling forward, and now let's say I'm stopped at a drive-through, put my foot down on the brake and press auto hold. You're going to see auto hold will show up right there. And now what I can do is take my feet off the accelerator, and I am essentially parked, so I am not moving anywhere. And then let's say traffic moves or drive-through lines moving, you need to get out of there. All you do is just hit the accelerator and you just go. So it is not bad at all. I actually like that. It's actually insanely useful. And if you're in one cycle, I can just gently put my foot back down on the brake and I'm back in auto hold. So one cycle is one engine cycle. So turning the car off and on. So I like auto hold. It is quietly one of my favorite features, if not my favorite feature. You have your dial mode here for your different drive modes: comfort, sport, smart, eco, snow, and then you can lock your rear wheels with the rear wheel lock there in the center. If it's orange, that means, or amber, that means it's on. So my forward parking sensors are on. I am now in snow mode. My rear wheel lock is on, and I am in drive because you can see the little amber light there if it wasn't for the sun. So definitely, it's very, if it's amber, it is on. So you can see that there: AC, recirculated air, sync. Nice comfy little armrest here, not horrible at all. It's got a little cubby there and it's got the little tray. I really can't complain about that. Panoramic sunroof that goes all the way back to your back passengers, back to the cargo area. It is very, very cool. The glass opens all the way up to your second row as well. It's all about the way it touches. So right here you have your little guy right here, your little switch. If you press it just right, it'll bring back just the glass. I did it right on the first try. That's kind of cool. And then if you press it again just right, you can raise it, let some air in, and then you can bring the partition back, and then you can stop the partition at any point. So if you just want for you up front, but not for your second row people, you could stop it, press it again, bring it all the way back. Not horrible. Not horrible at all. So where are we at? About 27 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back on the lot. Kind of like my normal standard goodbye here. Um, I'm a fan. I do like these cars. I do like the Sorento. I like the Sportage. I like Telluride. Don't get me wrong. I like Telluride. It's a huge seller. Everybody loves Telluride. We cannot keep them in stock. Right now, I have three CPO Tellurides that are 21s because people just traded them in for 22s. And I have four people already on a waiting list to order 23 Tellurides that want to trade in their 21s or 22s. So don't get me wrong. It is Telluride's great, but I am more of a smaller vehicle guy. So I like Sorento, I like Sportage, I like that kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and park right here. Inventory is insanely low. I'm sure everybody knows that. I have two new cars on the lot. I have that Kia Carnival right there on the pedestal, and I have the Sorento that I am in right now. Both were sold orders, and both orders backed out. The Sorento that I'm in, the people ordered from two different dealerships, and the other one came in first. And the Carnival, the school district ordered, and then they ended up only getting five of their vehicles instead of six. So um, uh, that's insane. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching and like and subscribe. Ooh, look at that! Check rear seats for if there's kids back there. So it does have that. You can turn that off and on. I have that in my EV6, and I can turn that off and on too. But again, thank you for watching. If you have made it this far, like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I definitely do appreciate it. And I will see you guys down at the dealership. Thanks, guys.